Let me tell you something most people don't realize: a hug can change everything. It can shift the mood. It can raise attraction. It can create a spark without a single word being said. You can talk for hours, text all day, plan perfect dates, but one hug done right can say more than all of that combined. The problem is, most men treat hugs like they're casual, quick, random, thoughtless, and women feel that instantly. Ladies, you know exactly what I mean. You can tell when a hug feels empty. You can tell when he's unsure. You can tell when it's just polite, but you can also tell when a hug feels intentional, when it feels warm, confident, and slightly electric. That kind of hug doesn't just touch your body. It touches your emotions. It makes you pause for a second. It makes you feel safe and wanted at the same time. And that combination, that's powerful. A real hug is energy. It's leadership. It's calm strength. It's the difference between a guy who hopes you like him and a man who makes you feel something naturally. Today we're talking about how a simple embrace can quietly build attraction in a way that feels smooth, respectful, and unforgettable. Because when done right, a hug isn't just physical contact, it becomes a moment she remembers long after you've stepped away. And if you stay with me, you're going to understand exactly why small details in that one moment can make her feel closer to you than ever before. Before your arms even move, she already feels something. Women are extremely sensitive to energy. The way you walk toward her, the way you hold your shoulders, the way you look at her for that 1 second before the hug, all of it speaks. And if there's hesitation, nervousness, or that rushed, awkward vibe, it immediately lowers the emotional impact of the moment. Calm confidence is not about being dominant. It's not about forcing anything. It's about being steady. When you step in for a hug, do it smoothly, no sudden grabbing, no half-committed movement. Make eye contact first. Let your body language say, "I'm comfortable. I'm grounded." That comfort transfers to her. Here's the truth: when a man feels unsure, a woman's body subtly tightens. But when a man feels centered and relaxed, her body naturally softens. And softness is where attraction grows. Confidence creates safety. And safety is deeply attractive. Slow your movements down slightly. Fast movements often signal nervousness. Calm, controlled movements signal emotional strength. Take that small step closer without rushing. Open your arms in a natural way, not stiff, not overly dramatic. Let it feel organic. And ladies watching, you know this feeling. When a man approaches you calmly, without trying too hard, without fidgeting, without looking around nervously, it feels different. It feels secure. There's something very attractive about a man who doesn't rush the moment. Another important detail: breathe. Yes, something that's simple. If you're tense, your breathing becomes shallow, and that tension shows in your body. When you breathe slowly, your chest stays relaxed, your shoulders drop naturally, and your hug feels grounded instead of tight. Confidence also means respecting her space. Don't invade it suddenly. Let there be a smooth transition from standing apart to stepping closer. That small moment builds anticipation, and anticipation creates emotional tension, the good kind. What makes this powerful is that calm confidence makes the hug feel chosen, not accidental. It feels intentional, like you meant to hold her, not like you stumbled into it. When you lead with calm confidence, she doesn't feel pressured. She feels invited. There's a huge difference, and remember, attraction is rarely loud. It's quiet, it's subtle, it's in the details most people ignore. A man who can control his energy before a hug already stands out. Because most men rush, most men overthink, most men panic in that split second. Be the one who doesn't. When you master this, the hug doesn't just start with your arms. It starts with your presence, and presence is magnetic. Now let's talk about the actual hug itself. This is where most men either create connection or completely lose the moment. There's a huge difference between holding someone and squeezing them. A powerful hug is not about strength. It's about awareness. The second your arms wrap around her, she instantly reads how you're holding her. Is it stiff? Is it rushed? Is it too tight? Is it distant? Presence means you are fully there in that moment. Not distracted. Not thinking about what to say next. Not overanalyzing. Just there. When you hug her, commit to it. If this is romantic energy, don't do the half hug. Don't lean in with just your shoulders while your lower body stays far away like you're unsure. That creates emotional distance. Instead, close the space naturally and wrap both arms around her in a way that feels complete. But here's the key: soften after contact. Many men hold too tight because they think it shows passion. It doesn't. It shows tension. The best kind of hug starts firm for a brief second, just enough to signal confidence, and then relaxes into something warm and steady. That subtle shift makes her feel secure instead of restricted. Ladies, you know the difference. When a hug feels controlling, your body stiffens. But when it feels steady and calm, your body relaxes without you even thinking about it. And when her body relaxes, her guard drops. Another powerful detail is how you place your hands. Keep them respectful, natural, and still. Constant movement or rubbing can feel nervous. Stillness feels grounded. Grounded feels strong. Also, be mindful of your posture. If your shoulders are tense or raised, the hug feels tight. If your chest is open and relaxed, the hug feels protective in a good way, not overpowering, just safe. Presence also means you're not rushing to get out of it. You're not tapping her back like you're signaling, "Okay, that's enough." Stay there. Feel the moment. Let her feel that you're comfortable being close to her. That comfort is attractive. A woman wants to feel like you're at ease holding her, like you're not afraid of closeness. Emotional maturity shows up in physical moments like this. And here's something subtle but powerful. Match her energy. If she melts into the hug, you soften slightly. If she keeps it light, you keep it light. This shows emotional intelligence without saying a word. The goal isn't to overpower the moment. The goal is to create warmth. When you hold with presence instead of pressure, the hug becomes something she doesn't want to end. It feels intentional. It feels balanced. It feels good. And when something feels good in a calm, safe way, she associates that feeling with you. This is where subtle attraction really builds. The length of a hug says more than people realize. Too short, and it feels polite. Too long and awkward, and it feels forced, but just a little longer than expected. That's where the magic happens. Most men pull away too quickly. Why? Nerves, overthinking, fear of making it weird. So they hug for a second and instantly step back, and that quick release sends a quiet message. I'm unsure. Women feel that immediately. Instead, when you hug her, settle into it. Let the first second happen naturally. Then stay for just a moment longer. Not dramatically longer. Not in a way that feels uncomfortable. Just long enough for the moment to breathe. That extra second creates emotional tension. And tension, when it's calm and respectful, builds attraction. Think about it. When something ends slightly slower than expected, it lingers. Her mind notices it. Her body notices it. It feels intentional instead of accidental. The key here is control. Don't rush to escape the closeness. Stay grounded. If you feel nervous, breathe and relax into it instead of breaking it. The man who can stay calm in close physical moments feels emotionally strong. And emotional strength is attractive. Ladies, you've felt this before. A hug that ends too fast feels forgettable. But when he holds you just long enough that you almost don't want it to end, that sticks with you. It creates that small spark that makes you think about him later. Also, pay attention to how you release. Don't just drop your arms suddenly. Slowly ease your grip. Let your hands slide away naturally. That slow release creates a soft transition instead of a sharp break. That transition matters. Attraction often grows in those tiny in-between moments, not the big dramatic gestures, but the subtle pauses. When you control the duration of a hug, you control the emotional rhythm of that interaction. Another important detail: don't freeze. Some men hold longer, but become stiff. That kills the energy. Stay relaxed. Keep your posture calm. Let it feel natural. And here's something powerful. Let her be the one to fully step back first. When you don't rush away, it shows you're comfortable being close to her. Comfort signals confidence. Confidence signals stability. But always stay aware. If she pulls back quickly, respect that immediately. Attraction grows with respect, not force. The goal is simple. Don't treat the hug like a quick task to complete. Treat it like a moment to feel. Because when a hug lingers just a little longer than expected, it creates a quiet emotional imprint, and those small imprints are what slowly build real desire. Most men think the hug ends when the arms separate. That's a mistake. The real emotional impact often happens in the 2 or 3 seconds right after. This is the moment that can either make it feel ordinary or unforgettable. When you slowly release the hug, don't immediately look down, check your phone, or glance around the room. That instantly breaks the connection. Instead, keep your posture relaxed and hold soft eye contact for a brief moment. Not a stare, not intense, just calm, steady eye contact. That look says, "I'm present, I'm comfortable, I meant that." And that hits differently. Ladies are incredibly aware of what happens after physical closeness. If a man looks away quickly, it can feel like he got shy, nervous, or disconnected. But when he maintains gentle eye contact, it shows emotional strength. It shows he's not afraid of intimacy. And that's attractive. The key word here is soft. You're not trying to dominate the moment. You're letting it breathe. A slight smile helps. Not a big grin. Just a subtle expression that feels warm and genuine. This tiny pause creates emotional tension in the best way. It gives her time to process the closeness you just shared. It makes the hug feel intentional rather than automatic. Think about it. When someone looks into your eyes right after a warm hug, it feels personal. It feels like there's something unspoken there, and unspoken energy is powerful. Another detail: keep your body relaxed while holding eye contact. If your shoulders tense up or you fidget, the moment loses its strength. Stillness feels grounded. Grounded feels confident. And confidence, again, creates attraction. Ladies, you know that moment when a man looks at you after a hug and you feel a tiny spark? That's not random. It's the energy in that pause. It's the calm connection. Also, don't rush to fill the silence with nervous chatter. Silence isn't awkward when you're confident. Silence can actually deepen the connection. A simple, "It's good to see you," said calmly after that eye contact feels far more powerful than rambling. What you're doing here is stretching the emotional moment just a little longer. You're allowing the closeness to settle instead of snapping out of it. But always stay aware of her comfort. If she steps back quickly or looks away, follow her lead respectfully. Attraction grows when she feels safe, not pressured. When done right, that soft eye contact after a hug can stay in her mind long after you leave. Because sometimes, it's not the hug itself she remembers, it's the way you looked at her afterward. This is the final layer that separates an average hug from a moment she actually remembers. The difference is personalization. A hug that feels generic is forgettable. A hug that feels personal becomes meaningful. Women can instantly tell when a man hugs everyone the exact same way. Same energy, same tone, same quick tap on the back. That doesn't create attraction. It feels routine. But when a hug feels slightly tailored to her, it hits differently. Personal doesn't mean inappropriate. It means intentional. It means she feels like you're present with her, not just going through a habit. One simple way to do this is by using her name softly either right before or right after the hug. There's something powerful about hearing your name in a calm, low tone. It creates connection. It makes the moment feel direct. Another detail is your voice. After the hug, don't jump back into loud conversation mode. Lower your tone slightly. Speak slower for a second. That subtle shift creates intimacy without crossing any lines. Ladies are very tuned into these changes. When your energy softens around her, she notices. You can also personalize the hug by adjusting to the situation. If you haven't seen her in a while, let it feel warm and welcoming. If it's a goodbye, let it feel slightly slower, slightly deeper. Context matters. Awareness is attractive. And here's something small but powerful. Be still for a split second before fully stepping away. That tiny pause makes it feel intentional, like you actually valued the closeness. The goal is to make her feel chosen, not in an intense way, not in a dramatic way, just in a subtle way that says, "This moment was for you." When a woman feels like a moment was exclusive, it sticks with her. She might not even consciously know why, but she'll replay it later. She'll remember how it felt different. Another key part of making it personal is authenticity. Don't copy lines. Don't force charm. Women can sense rehearsed behavior immediately. Just be present and slightly more intentional than the average man. Attraction often grows from contrast. If most people treat her casually, and you treat her with calm attention and warmth, you stand out. But always keep respect at the center. Personal should never mean possessive. It should never feel like pressure. It should feel safe, warm, and natural. When a hug feels personal, it becomes more than physical contact. It becomes emotional connection. And emotional connection is what truly makes someone crave your presence. Because at the end of the day, it's not about the hug itself. It's about how you made her feel in that moment, seen, safe, and just a little bit special. So here's the truth: none of this is about tricks. It's not about playing games or trying to hack someone's feelings. It's about understanding that small moments carry big energy. A hug might seem simple, but when it's done with calm confidence, presence, the right timing, soft eye contact, and a personal touch, it becomes something powerful. It becomes a feeling. And people don't chase actions, they chase feelings. Ladies watching, I want to hear from you. Which one matters most to you? Is it the confidence before the hug, the way he holds you, the slow release, the eye contact after, or the way he makes it feel personal? Be honest in the comments. Your answers might surprise a lot of men reading them. And for the men listening, remember, this attraction grows in quiet details. You don't need loud moves. You don't need over-the-top gestures. You just need awareness, control, and genuine intention. When a woman feels safe, seen, and valued in a simple moment like a hug, that's when she starts looking at you differently. If this opened your eyes even a little, make sure you stay connected for more real, practical advice like this. Because sometimes mastering the smallest moments creates the biggest impact.